Gandr is at its core a spell, an incantation, a curse. The word Gandr is very old, referring primarily to destructive entities or destructive spirits. In Old Norse belief, the great serpent that wrapped around the world was called Jörmungandr, the great Gandr, or the great monster. The cosmos devouring wolf Fenrir is also called Vaunagandr, the Gandr or monster of the river Vaun. Today, the word primarily refers to a form of destructive magic, which is preserved primarily by the Sami, an indigenous ethnic group to Scandinavia. But the word Gandr was introduced to Sami culture from Old Norse as a spell. To ganda is to call on destructive spirits, destructive entities, and to send them towards your enemies. And that is what the song Gandr is. The main chant of the song was taken from a runic inscription that was buried with a corpse in Sweden at the end of the Viking Age. The original inscription, this amulet, was very likely originally intended as protection against these different spirits, this wailing spirit, this riding spirit, this running spirit. But Old Norse religion, Old Norse belief, nothing is evil. Everything has a place, everything has a purpose if you can negotiate, if you know how to relate to whatever the entity may be. And so you may not always want to drive destructive spirits away. You may want to negotiate with them and send them towards somebody else, towards your enemies. Your enemies in this context are very often those who threaten your relationship with nature, or your nature itself, your land, the balance that you and your culture has. And this would be one reason why, of all people, the Sami have preserved the element of Gonding. These are people who have experienced cultural genocide and land displacement. Now, what I did was I took that original incantation, and I changed it enough. I left the alliterative elements and the calling on these different entities, but I changed the wording so that instead of working vidr, against the spirits, it's working med, with them. In addition, the other lyrics that I added to the song are in, even though they're in English, they are in Galdralag, magic meter, with my will poured into them, to create a song that is performing this act. When writing for Nexion, the songs, including Gandr, are very personal for me, but I write them so that they would be universal, mythical, that they have something to say about the human experience. And I would think that in the modern era, an era where the human experience is defined at least partially by things like bearing witness to mass extinction, nature and land destroying consumption, genocidal technology, and perhaps even humanity's self-sundering, I would think that such songs, such spells, such inclinations would resonate with quite a lot of people.